Okay, folks, here's a quick review of the Obi-Wan Kenobi figure that was produced by Hasbro as a part of the Star Wars The Black Series line of 6-inch scale action figures. And this is how Obi-Wan appeared in Revenge of the Sith during his duel with Anakin Skywalker on the planet Mustafar. Alright, most of the joints on the figure were easy to move straight out of packaging. However, both of the shoulders were frozen in place, but they are slowly beginning to free up with repeated movements. Obi-Wan has articulation in the neck, shoulders, elbows, wrists, waist, hips, knees, and ankles. Obi-Wan's head can spin 360 degrees and look up and down, but the wrist articulation does seem to be a little bit hindered due to the sleeves of his uniform. The ankles also have a rocker joint, and the knees are double jointed. So, as was the case with the Luke Skywalker figure that I just finished reviewing, I feel that getting some good dynamic poses with this figure shouldn't be a problem. Now, the facial sculpt on this figure, it's not the best, as I don't think it looks very much like Ewan McGregor. And as I discovered with the Luke Skywalker figure, I'd have to say that the facial sculpt on this figure it's maybe a mediocre likeness at best. I did notice that the sash on his uniform is a mixture of plastic and soft goods. It doesn't appear to hinder the hip articulation all that much. However, I did find myself wishing that Hasbro had included a removable cloak with this figure. Paint apps were, for the most part, done fairly well. I like how his uniform looks singed, as it did in the duel on Mustafar with Anakin Skywalker. So let me pause here, zoom in, and I'm going to give you a closer look as to what Obi-Wan Kenobi looks like. Okay. All right, Obi-Wan did come with one accessory, so let me take a break here, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay, and here is the lone accessory, Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber. Now, just like with the previous Jedi figures in this scale, you can remove the blade and pose just the hilt on a peg hole near his left hip, or you can have him hold the lightsaber in its activated form in either of his hands. And it feels like it's a good grip, it's not too loose, and it's not too snug. And here's what the lightsaber looks like in its unactivated form. Okay, what I'm going to do now is a quick 360 of Obi-Wan Kenobi for you and let you see what he looks like from all sides. So here he is from the front. Okay, here is Obi-Wan Kenobi from the left-hand side. Okay, here he is from the rear. Here is Obi-Wan Kenobi from the right-hand side. And finally, here he is once again facing forward. So overall, I'd have to say that this figure, it's not too bad. Unfortunately, the facial sculpt is perhaps mediocre at best, but I do like how his uniform came out with all the singe marks all over it. Paint apps weren't done too badly either. So therefore, you know, I still say that this figure should get a good bordering on great recommendation. I know this figure has taken some heat from other reviewers, but to be honest, I like this Obi-Wan Kenobi figure a bit more than the Luke Skywalker figure wearing the Bespin fatigues. That one I just finished reviewing. Okay, so on that note, take care and stay tuned for my next review. Have a good one.